So photography and Ebrahim go back to the childhood days in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. The family, Ebrahim Suleman's family, had a photography business, so naturally he was exposed to cameras and films. Pardon the pun, please. This early interest in photography continues to this day. Ebrahim was fascinated with game parks in Africa and the rich wildlife there, so much so that he continues to make his annual pilgrimage to game parks in Tanzania. Today, in the short time available, Ebrahim will share with us some of his prized collection of pictures. And he will also give us the stories behind those pictures. To set the scene for Ebrahim, Hasnain, can you get us started, please? Thank you.
Go ahead, Nazmul.
Ebrahim, you're on.
I'm on, thank you. Thank you, Nazmul, for your kind words. Thank you for the introduction. Hasnain, really enjoyed your Serengeti clip. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this tour. I hope you and all the kids that are joining us will enjoy coming to this safari with me. I just want to join. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
We can, okay. Today being Father's Day, I want to begin by sharing this image that I captured of a father and child in the backwaters of Kerala. Seeing the joy on the father's face, right here, see that? Seeing the joy on the father's face can surely take us all to a special moment of our own childhood. So again, happy Father's Day. Okay, so let's start here. We go with a beautiful, soothing sunrise in Zanzibar. This is in Paje. It's the eastern coast of Zanzibar. That morning, a few moments later, I caught an early morning cyclist against the sunset. So I have him right in the middle of the rays of the sunset. Nazwa, am I going too fast? Am I okay?
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Here, looks like this fisherman is trying to touch the clouds. His oar is so long, he's almost touching looks like he's almost touching the clouds. Here we have a volleyball player who has unknowingly almost created a beautiful eclipse of the sun during sunset time. Next one here, we have this fisherman. Looks like he's really living his best life ever, just missing a cell phone on his hands. But as you can see him enjoying the Indian Ocean. Next one here. These hyenas are trying to establish who's the boss. you know, they want to create a hierarchy thing as to, you know, to create discipline within themselves. And then they become playful. They're friendly. They play with, you know, this is an image of them being playful.
Can you also tell us where these pictures have been taken?
Yes, yes. So going back to the sunset, this is in Phuket in Thailand.
Ah,
This is in Zanzibar, between, you know, when you take a boat between Dar and Zanzibar and back kind of thing. So this is there. This is in Serengeti. Again, Serengeti, right? And here we have an image. This image is no optical illusion. It's like, how many zebras do you count? How many do you see? When I look at it, I see 5. I see 5. Again, this is in Serengeti. This image is total confusion. The stripes are everywhere. It's believed the stripes on zebras are meant to dazzle and confuse the predators. You know, the lions and the cheetahs, you know, just to confuse them, and you know, hence the stripes. Okay, so number 11, I have a beautiful lilac-breasted roller. This is an unofficial national bird of Kenya. This is a beautiful, beautiful bird. When you have an image closer, it's just so, the colors are so vivid on this.
oh. And this was taken where in Kenya?
Again in Serengeti.
Serengeti.
Serengeti, huh? So here, this bird is called the secretary bird. It's actually, it looks innocent, but it's a bird of prey, and it can grow up to 4 feet. So that's again in Serengeti.
For everyone's benefit, Ebrahim, just for everyone's benefit,
Yes.
Ebrahim has professional standard equipment. So you can zoom in pretty properly, right? If you can just say a few words about that.
Very much so, very much so. See that? See the beak and the colors just under the eyes, surrounding the eye.
Oh,
Right.
wonderful.
There we go. Have a lovely bee eater. This was taken in Selous National Park. Selous National Park is just southwest of Dar es Salaam. It's a few hours from Dar es Salaam. It's not, you know, it's very close to Dar. Of a colorful bee eater. Again, see that when you go to the eyes, just look at the colors, the way they kind of separate from under the beak, and the wings are, you know, so such nice colors, you know. This is it's a kingfisher. I call it feeding time. The mom has something in her beak trying to feed the baby. So this was really far. I was lucky, you know, I guess with the equipment I had, I was able to get this shot, but it's fairly grainy because of the distance where I was from, you know. This is again, the kingfisher taken off. This is very close to the Land Cruiser I was in. It's an eagle, just took off. This is in Serengeti National Park. The wings, they span about 6 to 7 feet. Let's look at the details on the wings. See that? Can you see the image?
Yes, yes, we can. Wonderful.
Here we have it's what they call an upward float. When an eagle wants to gain high altitudes, it just does it by a few flaps, and it can climb up using you know, letting the air, allowing the air to flow faster over on top of the wings, and to just fly sideways and up, you know, up in high altitudes. Um, Here we have an image of, this is a very famous African fish eagle, Serengeti, all the national parks. You'll see them around Africa. They're everywhere, you know? So again, this was fairly far. You can see the eyes and just beautiful colors. Just look at the wings, just so nice, you know? So next one, we have a hyena that doesn't want to share a piece of meal. So, you know, but these vultures are not going to give up so easy. So when I was taking this shot, there must have been about 15, 20 vultures, practically all over this hyena to try to get a piece. I think eventually they succeeded in getting something out of this hyena. They wouldn't let go easy, no? This is a funny shot. They're taking a stroll. These are ground hornbills. When they say walking is good for you, these are like it's like a couple walking and they're having a conversation. But look at them. They just, you know, and they say walking is good for you. This is it, you know? Huh? Okay, so next one. Here I had to use a 8mm fisheye lens to allow me to get the baobab tree. This is a baobab tree in Bagamoyo. This tree is about 500 years old. And the only way I could get it in the whole tree in this circular thing is to use the fisheye lens. So that's the tree. You can see the details. This tree, the fruit that comes from it, it's a famous mbuyu fruit, which is usually coated with sugar and served as a treat. Okay, next one. This was shot in between Zanzibar and Dar es Salaam. Usually in that boat, when you travel between the two places, this is a reflection of a dhow on the inside of the cabin. So I turn around and I see this image. I was able to shoot it, and it's an image of a reflection of a dhow, you know, taken somewhere in the afternoon, you know. The next one is a Table Mountain just off Cape Town in South Africa. Okay, now we're going back to Serengeti. This is a wide angle view of, you know, from inside the Land Cruiser. Gives you a nice perspective of all the animals, right? And a giraffe, like you were practically chasing this giraffe, you know? Okay, this is where the Serengeti pictures are going to start now. We'll talk about migrations. Let's see, it's a picture of in Serengeti where I witnessed the, you know, part of the migration. So we've got wildebeest all over, making a U-turn here and going all the way to the left. You know, migration, which is known as the world's largest wildlife migration. It happens between July and November. And this is an event to really witness, really to visit. You visit Tanzania and Kenya to see the migration. It's an amazing event. Okay, now in Serengeti, I came across this lion. Love the hairstyle. Looks like
Ebrahim,
a
sorry.
presidential hairstyle. Ji, Papa?
Okay, sorry, I was just talking about the migration.
Yes.
So I think those who are not from Africa or who may not be fully aware of the migration.
Yes.
So like in North America, our birds, you know, come north during summer, and in winter time they go south.
Yes.
So it's the same over there. The animals,
yes.
the weather is tropical throughout the year, but it's the rainy season. So these wildebeest and zebras, they are all moving to new pastures where the rains are.
Yes.
So that is where they're moving, and there are thousands and thousands and thousands. So there's lots of YouTubes on clips on YouTube. So those interested may want to go there. Sorry, Ebrahim, to interrupt.
No, perfectly
Please
fine.
continue.
Thank you. So migration again, it starts around July from southern Serengeti in Tanzania. As they grow north, they cross the Grumeti River and they reach Kenya, the famous Mara River. So it's between, you know, migration mostly between Tanzania and Kenya, right? Okay. So the next image, I love this image. This is a very familiar hairstyle. It's very presidential. I'm not gonna name names, but you know, the hairstyle is fairly popular. So the next one here, we have a lion who's heavily soaked in water, like rainwater. It was raining heavily, and you can see, you know, it's like really soaked in water. So what do they do when animals, dogs, cats, you know, when they get soaked, they shake off the water from their body. And this is an image at a very fast speed, at a very fast shutter speed. When I shoot at the fast shutter speed, is to catch the droplets. There's millions of droplets here. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. This is almost done. So I have about 10 images of this lion doing the shake-off. And a reason shake-off, you know, karan ke sine sardina lage. You know, like, so that the lion doesn't catch a cold. That's just a joke, okay? So I've got the next image here. These two lionesses are on a hunting spree. Almost feels like Siamese twins. I had a whole bunch of shots taken of these two lionesses, and you know, they practically, this was the one moment I was able to get this shot, and they look like twins. The next one, they were so close to the cruiser. This was taken about 10 feet away from the cruiser. You can clearly see the empty bellies. You can see their ribs, and they were really hungry. And I'm lucky that I didn't become their lunch, you know? Okay, next one, you know, talking about hunting, got this image. So many times I've come across predators chasing their prey with no success. And, you know, you end up chasing a lion or something, and you think you'll catch an image, but no luck, you know? So when you see National Geographic, or when you see on Love Nature channel, when you see those kills, it takes a lot of time to catch an event, because a lot of times you would go and nothing would happen for hours and hours, you know? It's all luck, it's all to be at the right place at the right time. So here, this image here, I've got a lioness that caught a young buffalo. And the second one, you can see there's already a lion under the buffalo, and this one here is still, it's still, you know, holding on to the throat. The lion bites the neck of their prey to cut off the oxygen, right? To cut off the windpipe so the prey cannot breathe, and from lack of oxygen, it dies. Now the next image, this to me was the highlight of this incident. We were parked somewhere here. If you can see the arrow up on the top right, I just gotta love this image. Originally, we were parked here, and as soon as the kill happened, the driver rushed down this side here, you know, besides this cruiser, and down to the left side. And you know, as soon as this happened, these cubs, there must have been about 12 or 13. So I turn around the cruiser, and these cubs come around out of nowhere. They were hiding, and they come marching down. So I've got about 8, 9 on the image here, marching down to the kill, which is here, and they joining into the feast, right? Now, I have a wide view This is a wide view of the cubs, and the lioness is, joining in on the fifth, and everybody wants a part of it. This lioness here is trying to squeeze in, but no luck. But once it gets in, there's no way you're going to get it out. It took them about 2 hours to finish this buffalo off. So this was a very memorable moment. Seeing a kill and seeing the whole thing. Next image, it's a lion quenching its thirst. This image here, this is a common practice, how lionesses and lions greet each other by touching the forehead with the neck, or to the shoulder, and this is how they greet each other, right? So this one here, this was in Selous Park in Tanzania. This image has not been cropped. It's as you see it. It's like I took a portrait. She was walking towards the cruiser with her eyes locked on me. Now I'm gonna take a closer look. You can see the whiskers, you can see the bottom teeth, but just look at the eyes. Just look at that image. No cropping, as I took it, minimum editing, and look at the eyes. It's like, lucky I didn't become her lunch or something like that, because this guy was really, this girl was really at me, So then the cruiser, the guy just drove away slowly, Next one. Looks like these are our buddies. Looks like they're having a early Friday baraza. A group of them, right? Next one here, I have this zebra almost got startled and it escaped very fast. This is a fun image. This is in Serengeti. Very far. This was closer to the Mwanza border in Kogatende area. Kogatende is on the western part of Serengeti. You'll be surprised that Serengeti, everybody knows it to be from Arusha, but actually from Arusha to the center of Serengeti is fairly far. Whereas the closest gate to Serengeti is through Mwanza. Najmul, you could tell us a bit about that. You've done safaris a lot when you were in Mwanza, right?
Yes, I was born and brought up in Mwanza, which is on the south shores of Lake Victoria, the largest lake in Africa. And Mwanza is about, in those days, 3 hours away from the entrance to Serengeti Park. And these days, the roads are much better, so probably a couple of hours or so. But every summer when guests came to visit us, then we would take them to the parks. So I have good memories of, growing up every summer into the park, Serengeti, 2 or 3 or 4 times, and it was incredible. But sadly, I didn't have a camera or anything like that. So all those memories are in my head and nothing to show for it. But anyway.
Those are more prominent memories, man.
Yes.
So this guy, this was in the afternoon. He must have had a good lunch. He was sleeping, and my title to this is "Thou shalt not disturb the king," because I tell you, when there's no other animal that could sleep peacefully, nobody dare come close to this lion to disturb it. So I will call it "Thou shalt not disturb the king." Next one. I have an image of an injured lioness. Looks like she just had a nice fill. You can see her belly is full. There was a whole bunch of the lions in that pride, and this one here was limping took a few images, but this one here kind of I thought I should share with the audience today. Next one. So it's a windy afternoon in Serengeti, fairly windy. This lion was just, holding still, but you can see a beautiful, beautiful portrait there. Windy in Serengeti. Next one, Nazmul, I think this was your favorite shot. This is an older lion.
Wow.
In South Africa. This was taken in Kruger Park in Kapama area, right? Look at those eyes. These are like contact lenses or glass eyes. So that's the shot. Have another one here. A lion. This is at sunset time, taking a stroll, trying to capture the light sideways, and it's one of those things, Okay, so next one, 47. Okay. Now, how do I describe this? I tell you, this is what I have to say about this shot and this eagle. To be very thankful to this eagle. I'm extremely thankful to the eagle. This eagle gets all the credit of the next 200 shots that I took after this eagle landed on this tree. Usually it's very difficult to get a clear shot of a leopard. A leopard on a tree, usually gets blocked by branches, or it's looking the other way around, or it's sleeping. It's not going to move and look at you just because you've come all the way from England or from Tanzania, or from Canada or America. The leopard would not even bother looking at you, And to get an image is so hard. Though we may see lots of images in National Geographic, that takes a lot of time and patience to capture. So when I look at this eagle, I say, wow, mashallah, thank you, eagle, for doing this. What happened is this eagle landed on the left side of this tree. As soon as the eagle landed, the leopard that was, nearby, rushed up the tree to chase it away. And I was able to capture that shot when it started climbing up the tree. And luckily, because of my camera, I could take, up to 10 frames a second. So I was able to take a lot of pictures. So here, it's looking at the eagle. You can see the head, looking at the eagle, and it wants to shoo it away, to frighten it away. And this is the second shot. It got onto the tree. As soon as the eagle, obviously eagle ran, flew away right away. So this guy, just look at the leopard, look at the body, and with the tail, and then look at the head. So this leopard is probably saying yummy because it's got an antelope sitting on the right side of the tree, which it had kept earlier, and that's the reason for the eagle to have come closer to the tree. So there you go, that's another shot, right? And another shot of this leopard, right? And at this moment, I took a lot of pictures. So at the end, I'll show you a few of my favorite shots, and two of my favorite shots are from this incident. So moving forward, the leopard lands. It starts rushing up to where the antelope is. And I call this delicious. Look at its tongue, right? And the antelope is right here. It's kept it on the branch. It's not gonna fall. It's like kept it well there. And it's gonna come and eat it over the next few hours or even overnight till the next day, kind of thing, So this is done now. The leopard is coming down, and before it does that, it looks at me and sort of like acknowledges I'm there. This is though I'm very far away. Like I use a telephoto zoom lens to get this image, and I felt very lucky that wow, it took a view of me so I could take that shot, Okay, so this is that incident. This is another shot of a leopard. This is somewhere else, I don't remember. I think it was Selous Park. It's a, you know, it's had its meal and it's trying to open the jaw, it's yawning away, and it got all the image. It was very far away though, eh? So this is the inside of that, of its mouth. This shot, we've got this cheetahs now. Cheetahs, they're playing peekaboo. They gave me a few shots. They were looking for a kill, and you know, I spent about a couple of hours with them here, but didn't get any more shots. Nothing else happened there, you know. Okay, here. This shot here, if you look at it again, almost confusing. They're greeting each other, and I've got the neck and the body. And I was able to get this shot so close, okay? So, next one here, we've got a double roll, one following each other, that. And then, okay, this guy here. So, looks like this cheetahs found a way to do, instead of a handshake, they're doing a tail shake. That's the new COVID thing, huh? Okay, I've got a shot of two cheetahs, call them buddies. Yawning away, and this cheetah is very alert. I think they were looking for a prey. 62. Okay. Yeah, this is a leopard. One way you can distinguish a cheetah from a leopard is a cheetah has these markings right under this eye, and the markings are slightly different. But when you look at the leopard, it doesn't have that. See that? There's one way to distinguish between the two. And leopard looks more like a cat. You know, it'd be amazing when you're in the Land Cruiser, when the guides, they're talking Kiswahili, they have different names. Like we know, for example, in Kiswahili, a leopard is called a chui. But in their language, in their lingo, they won't call a leopard a chui. They will call him waju. Waju means up, which is up a tree. So they call a leopard waju, and they call a cheetah wachini, of below, right? So anyway, let's move on to the second one. I've got, is an image of an African rhino in South Africa. You know, because of the horn, rhinos get poached a lot in Kenya, Tanzania, South Africa. They're saying that the rhino population was about 4,000 now. It used to be about 17,000, 17,000 in 1970s. So just in South Africa alone, so many rhinos get poached. It's such a sad thing, you know. Anyway, move on to the next shot. You know, mother and child, but when you look at this closely, I just want to show you how beautiful this elephant, the baby elephant is. And this here is a baby tusk, just starting to grow it, you know. Yeah? You know, elephants, they get poached, heavily poached too because of their tusks. It happens a lot in Kenya and Tanzania. Unfortunate, but it's a pity, both of them. So we go to the next image. This is a falcon in the Middle East. Very well groomed. You can feel the hair. It's just a close image of a falcon. Go back to Serengeti. This was shot on a very, very hot afternoon. you can see how, you can see the trees, you know, is it the mist or something, but a hot afternoon, and this cheetah has a kill as an antelope or a deer. I think it's more like a gazelle or a deer. So it's killed it. It's, you know, this thing, it thinks that it's gonna get to eat it, but I doubt it. Because if you look closely, there are two lions just behind them. There's one here and one here, you know? And these two lions are not gonna let this cheetah or leopard get to enjoy this meal, you know? Okay, we
Can
go.
you do a close-up of that, please?
Yes, yes.
Do a close-up of that.
Yeah. So here we go. Okay, I've got one lion here, and there's another lion right here. Do you see it on the right side?
Yep.
I can't zoom it anymore. Oh, here, I was able to, yeah. See that? So there's one here, and there's another one right here, right? So, and this guy here. Okay, that's better now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, not, okay, stop share. Okay, now, okay, there we go. All right, okay. So, back here. Now we talk about migration. Migration it's very challenging. Here I have an image of a stampede. I think I got in there late. I didn't see wildebeest being taken in by a crocodile or something. But this wildebeest were all over the place. It was a stampede, and you can see a wildebeest here that, you know, slipped down this small hill, and everybody is trying to rush up, you know, because they don't want to get close to the water, you know. This was taken in Tanzania. The next image, this was in Masai Mara. This zebra just succeeded in crossing the river, and it's coming up the hall. So just wanted to show you a closer. And then the background is all these zebras coming down. See that? All of this coming down, and they're crossing. And this one here is going back because it can't make up its mind. It's scary, you know, to cross, because they don't know how, you know, there's a crocodile, and usually these rivers are infested with crocodiles. Okay, next one. This giraffe was posing for me, probably trying to look cool with a piece of grass in its mouth. You know, and then the second one, same idea, that's a nice pose, trying to show off, looking cool.
It's doing a tripod stance for you.
So, sorry?
Doing a tripod stance for your camera.
There you go, there you go. You know, that's, he's trying to tell me, the giraffe is trying to tell me something, you know? Okay, with some cool, blah, blah, blah. So now, you know, on my travels, I like to take wildlife pictures, but I also like to take street shots. Street pictures I love, because a lot of these pictures tell a lot of stories. So the next image, I'll take you to Mumbai. This was on a Sunday afternoon. These kids are playing cricket, right? See, playing cricket. But this kid is in its own world. And there's a wedding procession happening there, just behind there. And this woman here is probably on an iPad. See that? This is what street pictures have a lot of stories behind them, you know? So I have another one here, playing cricket. And then for some of us, this is our Dilip Kumar and Sarah Banu, the famous Hollywood actors. Mural of that. The next shot, we go back to Zanzibar. It's Forozani in the evenings, a whole bunch of young people. They do free diving at Forozani, and I caught this, I call it walking on water. They're able to freeze it as soon as the fingers start to touch the water, right? So the next shot, I have, it's an illusion. This is a reflection of the row of the fishermen. Then got this one here. We go back to walking on water and illusion of a fisherman. That's captivating for me. So now here I'll share, like I said earlier, I'll share at the end some of my very favorite pictures. This one here. These giraffes looks like they heard about the upcoming COVID, and they already started way back in doing social distancing. Eh? This is a nice afternoon shot of the giraffes.
Ebrahim, we're at 4:48, so
okay.
maybe 2-4 minutes.
Perfect, almost there.
You want to leave some time for questions, eh?
Yes, I'm going to rush on my favorite shots, and I'm almost done. Eh? Thank you, Bob. Okay, so here, this lion looks, it's a favorite shot of mine. It says, "I'm so lonely." Huh? You see that? This image, 92, the stripes are very fascinating. This image would do so well in black and white, Imagine this image on a wall, just a nice shot. Okay, these few ones are my favorite pictures. This was in Jaisalmer in Rajasthan, India. Prayer time, I guess this gentleman was doing his Asr Namaz. It was closer to late evening, I think. Now, going back to that incident about the leopard jumping like on the tree, this, as it came down, it practically posed for me. And I'm so, so fortunate to have gotten this shot. Look at the legs, they're so straight. It practically stopped and posed for me, So in that shot, I have this shot here that when he was jumping, again, the shot speaks for itself. Love this shot here. I call it respect to the king. We were like two cruisers behind when we stopped to let the lion pass. And I'll never forget the humility of this trekker in front of me and the respect that he gave to the lion. You can see his hand on the head. It was just, and look at this image. It's so close between the boot and the lion. Fine, so I've got this one. This is a cheetah in sync with the environment. The stripe on the face almost coincides with the mound here, with the environment. Many of the kids will remember the opening scene from the Lion King movie. It looks familiar. Here we have the lion showing the leopard who's the boss. That's the lion on the top of the hill, and there's a leopard there caught in between, and just like they had a small row, and then the lion kind of walked away after that, Okay. In all of these, Nazmul Bhai, and by everybody, this is my most favorite shot. It's I call it a proud king. I love this picture. It's every time I go around, this picture comes to me, and I love it. Just it's a close shot of that. Thank you, everybody. Before I go away, before I end the session, I couldn't end this without going back to Zanzibar. And I want to show you this picture. This is the original Wonder Bread to me. It's also known as pau or buffalo. And if you've not tried it, try it one day. It's the best bread ever in the world. Thank you, everybody, for joining in, and thank you for your time. And to all the kids, thank you for watching. Thank you. Thank you, Najmul. Thank you, Hasnain.
Yeah. Hasnain, do we have any questions or any comments in the chat?
All right, so I'm just gonna read out a comment and a question. So Bashir Bhai Versi is saying a very victorious presentation, and in the parentheses he mentions pun intended, and actually it is a very pictorial presentation. And he's sending his thanks to you, Ebrahim, for a brilliant presentation.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Ali is writing, wondering if any of these animals saw you, walked or ran towards you while you were behind the camera. On that note, what we want to hear from you is, did you have any of this kind of incidences, if you can relate?
So, you know, a couple of times it was just a brisk thing when that, for example, that portrait of that lioness in Selu Park were very, very close. And the tracker was smart enough that it just, you know, drove away slowly, and there was no reaction from the lioness. But any mistake there, the lioness would have jumped into the cruiser. And so that was a very close shot, you know. We had one close shot in Zambia. In Zambia and South Africa, they allow night safaris. We were doing a night safari, and you know, in Zambia, they let you go inside the trail, so you don't have to stick on the road only. And that incident, I will never forget. We came very close to a baby lion, a baby elephant, and the mother was just coming to us. Again, this incident was so close, but the ranger was very smart. He increased his idle at the engine and just reversed very fast, and you know, nothing happened. So alhamdulillah, so far no serious incidents. Thank you.
Anybody wants to ask question, please raise your hands or write it in the chat window. There's somebody asking, Muntazir.
Someone's asked, are your pictures available online? Do you want to tell them where they are online,
Yes.
please?
So I have over 1,000 of edited images. I shared them on www.500px.com. It's 500px.com, and just search my name, Ebrahim Suleman, and my images will come up. So you can see I have about 550 images, and those are the ones that are there. And lately, my family have been helping, my daughter's been helping me go on Instagram, said, Dad, you know, it's time to show your pictures on Instagram. So I slowly started, I have about 40 images on, maybe less, on Instagram, and I'm working on that. But otherwise, you can see them on 500px.com.
Okay, so there's one question there. How many days does it take to tour Serengeti?
So
How many days?
that's an open-ended question. For me, a month would be kind of enough, but it's not practical. So you need about 5-6 nights, so 5-6 days tour. But a lot of tour packages are only for 4 days or 5 days. So it all depends on your interest. It's not easy. Like 4 or 5 days gets boring if you don't have the patience. But I would say 7 days is very sufficient.
So does that include Ngorongoro Manyara, or we're just...
Yes. So what happens is that they do Serengeti, like Ngorongoro, Serengeti, Manyara, and you know, Tarangire. So, you know, 7-night package would work well, you know.
Mohsin Bhai is sending his comments here. Fantastic presentation, very unique pictures. Thanks for the presentation.
Thank you.
Question here, you mentioned Selous Park, and you know, that park is not very popular. So how do you compare with those big national park and Selous Park?
So Selous Park has a lot of animals. As you come closer to southern west, has a lot of animals. It's Mikumi, that's near Morogoro, that does not have, many animals. But Selous is pretty good.
And the best time to go on a safari would be?
I guess July, August. That's when migration happens. So in Serengeti, if you're near Lobo or near Grumeti River, just lovely. That's the best time, But then you also have residential animals. Not all animals migrate. So any time of the year, you're able to go, you can still see animals in Serengeti.
We will allow Murtaza Kaku to ask a question. Murtaza bhai, please go ahead.
Assalamualaikum. Wonderful pictures.
Thank you.
Couple of things. Where did you take the photograph called Illusion with the boat on the river, on the lake? The illusion one. With the boat.
It was the reflection. I think it was
Okay. That was the reflection of the Tao.
Was it in India?
Was it this one?
It was called Illusion.
Oh,
yes. That was taken in Kumarakom in Kerala, South India.
Okay. And you were talking about the haziness of the air when you took the acacia trees. The reason I'm a physicist, so I know this stuff.
Yes.
The reason why is because the refractive index of the air changes because of the heat, and you see the distortion of the image. So that's very simple.
Exactly. Thank you for putting in perspective, because it was a very hot afternoon. It was a very, very hot afternoon. That was the one in Serengeti further up, right? Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, we have Murtaza Jivraj who wants to ask a question. Murtaza, please go ahead.
Yes, Ebrahim, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Fine, I'm in Dar es Salaam.
Asante, huh? Nice, thank you.
All right, did you ever visit Katawi National Park in south of Kigoma, bordering with Rukwa region?
No. So the one time, the closest I got there, we had gone to Mwanza. My wife, Mumtaz, she does a lot of charity work. So we had gone to Mwanza, and hence I found out that it's good to enter Serengeti through Mwanza. So on that trip, I did Serengeti through Mwanza. So that's the closest I got. So I haven't been to this one in Bukoba, sorry. Next time, inshallah.
And there is another national park for gorillas in Kasekera, Lake Tanganyika. Have you been there?
No.
It's a good place also.
Yes,
I've been there.
Nice.
So you are from Dar es Salaam?
Sorry?
You are from Dar es Salaam, original?
Yeah, from Dar es Salaam, from Jangbar. 100% Syed, 100% Zanzibari,
Your father had a photographic shop in Dar es Salaam?
Yes.
Which
and
one?
the Hilton colorways, Murad used to take, I was a young kid, and Murad used to take wedding pictures, right? This is going back.
Murad Karmali, yeah.
Murad Asnali.
Asnali, Taki Doctor,
Murad Asnali is Suleman Al-Arakia. So he uses Asnali, I use Suleman. He's my older brother. And he's in the audience right now. So he
Which year was it?
Sorry?
Which year was it?
Can we just continue with some, there's some people who have questions, so let us, give other people a chance. If you don't mind.
Right.
So, Asghar Bhai is asking do you have any congregation of Mapaka of Unguja? I don't understand what Mapaka is.
Okay.
What does it mean? And do you have any congregations of Mapaka?
So there's no such thing as congregation of Mapaka, but I may have an image of a siesta of cats in Zanzibar. That's what you mean,
Okay, so maybe we will find out later.
Okay.
The other question is, can you compare the game parks in East Africa versus South Africa? Which ones are better to go to? And
Okay. they're both very good. The game parks in South Africa are private, so you know they get to be a bit smaller, more chances of seeing animals. Kruger Park has some amazing animals, but coming back to Tanzania and Kenya, nothing beats Serengeti, and in my opinion, nothing beats Serengeti and Masai Mara. And Masai Mara being a smaller park, there are more animals there. But again, it's all about luck. You could go. I have some amazing images from a small park of Sun City in South Africa, of a rhino being, you know, they just killed a rhino, and this is in a small park. So really, it's all about luck. You could be in Selous and see the most animals, and the next day you go back and you see nothing, you know, or you see a little bit, you know. So it's all about luck.
One last question, then I'll pass it to Nazmul. By hearing that there are national parks in southern Africa. I don't know if it's Angola or Namibia, Botswana, but you can actually take a boat and be on the river while you're watching the game parks. Do you have any experience?
Yes. So in Botswana, they have that. They take you on a boat cruise, and you can see animals, and there are photographic tours too. Very famous in Botswana and Zambia too. So you cruise on a river and you see animals.
Okay, while you were in India, did you see any tigers?
Good question. So, and Murad will vouch for that with me, you know. You go to India, I went to, in South India, there was one, we had gone spend the whole day, no animals. In Rantatop Park in North India, usually see tigers, but I went there twice, no luck. I saw a little bit of tigers from far away, and you know, and it's all a matter of luck. Sometimes you go there and you see tigers, but yeah, you know.
Yeah, Ebrahim, I have been there 3 times. Twice I did not see. The third time I must have seen 8 of them.
Oh, wonderful.
So, you know, it's all on your luck.
Somebody's asking, Shokat Bhai, have you made a calendar of key pictures? Do you have like, you know, a time stamp?
No. This is the first time I've shown as a package, and I thank you, Asnan, and thank you, Nazmo, for this format. Thank you, Baraza, too, for it to evolve in this way that I could show the images. Usually, all these years, I take these images for my own satisfaction as a hobby.
So there is a question.
I don't do anything much except park them on 500px. You know. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Somebody's asking what about Lake Manyara? I guess alluding to the previous question where, you know, we were comparing the game parks in Tanzania and South Africa. You mentioned a few other game parks besides Serengeti. And so what about Lake Manyara? Is it worth? You see animals?
So Lake Manyara, the last 3 times I went, I skipped the Manyara, I skipped the Tarangire. I went once to Lake Manyara. If time is a constraint, I wouldn't go. Like I would go once, but if I'd rather spend more time in Serengeti than go to Tarangire or Manyara. You need to go once. If in that tour, anyway, when they do a package for you, you know, you don't want to miss. You want to go to Tarangire and Lake Manyara, you know.
Have you done any, or do you have any experience with ballooning in Serengeti?
No.
Is it worth?
It's worth it. It's worth it. But so see, this is what happens. You got 5 days or 6 days in Serengeti, and then going early morning on a balloon. I'd rather be on the cruiser and see animals on the ground, you know, because it's hard to take pictures from the balloon. You're not going to get close shots of what I try to catch, you know. But balloon rides are interesting, you know.
Okay, just
okay. Wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
You wowed us. You know, we had about 100 participants. the best turnout ever. So we are on a roll. Thanks, Ebrahim. You did an amazing job.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
You should consider, joining up with somebody. Someone suggested do a calendar of pictures or whatever, or postcards. Do something, make some money, and for Mumtaz's charities.
Sounds good.
Right?
We love that. We love that,
Think about it.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Ebrahim and Hasnain. Thank you so much again for doing all that you do, and you make it all run so smoothly and just seamlessly. Excellent. Thank you. Just a reminder to our participants, those who are still there, next week is on human rights in Canada. I don't think you want to miss that. We will record it, will be available as this one is recorded too. If you need to see it for your friends, family, whatever, drop me a line and I'll